Hi, my name is Mariah and I am the owner of the Olivet Etsy shop, and in this video I am going to show you how I finish my embroidery hoops. So I have my hot glue gun plugged in, it's heating up, and then I have my finished embroidery design. So I rinsed out the marker, I let it dry, then I ironed it, I trimmed all of my tails on the back, and now we're ready. So again, like when you were putting your fabric in the hoop the first time, you'll set the part without the screw down. Then I center my design over it, and then place the top part on top, push it over, look at it. Is it centered the way you want? If not, you can take the top hoop off and shift it, edit it how you want it. You can do that now. You can't as much once you have cut it and hot glued it. So feel free to be as picky as you want right now. That way you are happy with your finished product. All right, one more shift hopefully. Okay. You can also, if you want to make a minor change, you can pull the thread or pull the fabric a little bit. Is that? Okay. All right. So I've got it centered the way I want. I'm gonna start tightening the screw, pulling the fabric as I go to make sure that it is taut in the hoop. Continuing to tighten. You can also hold the hoop with one hand to make sure it's tight and screw more tightly. All right, so now I have my design in the hoop. All done. All right, so then the way that I finish my hoops is with hot glue. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to trim the excess fabric around the hoop. So you want this outside part to be less wide than the hoop is deep. So you want a pretty narrow margin. You can always fold it over, make sure it's not longer than this part. So I'll kind of trim around, guessing, doesn't need to be an exact science. You want it to be long enough that you can fold it over and secure it, but you don't want it to be so long that it is showing up on the back side of the fabric, or on the back side of your embroidery design. Okay, so kind of going around, folding it over. I've done this enough times that I can kind of tell if there's any parts that I left a little bit long. Yeah, okay. So I have this trimmed. That's what it looks like from the front, just kind of a little bit going around. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hot glue gun and you want to, where I put the hot glue is normally on this top part, just inside here or on the top. I've found out that if I put it too far down, then sometimes the hot glue accidentally slips onto the back of the design, and then it'll look kind of hard and plasticky from the front. So I normally put it on this top part, and then when you fold the fabric over, it'll go down the hoop a little bit and keep it in place. So you want to do a small section at a time, kind of putting it on, just a thin little line like that, and then I fold the fabric over and press it in place, just like that. You want to do a small section at a time so that the glue doesn't dry while, like if you went the whole way around and then you press the fabric down, parts of it would be drier. So kind of doing like, I normally do like an inch at a time, inch and a half, just gently going down, pressing the fabric over. Doing just a thin line so that it's not too globby, You can also use like the plasticky finger protectors. I'm not good at remembering to use those. But yeah, as you're going around, you'll kind of see it's tucked under, secured. All right, getting the rest of the way around. If there's any, little spots that you notice are still sticking up, you add a little bit more hot glue to keep them in place. Yay. Okay, so now you can tell it is hot glued around, it's in place. All right. This is what it looks like from the front. Sometimes I just leave the hoops like this. If they're for me, I'm hanging them on the wall. You won't really see. But for the ones in my shop, and if you want a little bit more of a professional look so that you can't see the part that you stitched on the back, but this is definitely optional. Don't have to do this. But you can take a piece of felt. You typically cut it to the inside. I've just had one that I've been using as a pattern because I've been doing a lot of 3-inch hoops, so that I'm not cutting it out every time. But then I just press it into the back, trim it if it comes up along the outside. So again, this is pressed gently into the back, and then you'll see the margin coming up the sides. So then I'll leave this in place like this, and then just kind of lift the felt away. And then again, placing a small line of glue on the top inside edge of the hoop, and then pressing the felt against it. Again, this isn't necessary. It's just if you want the back of your hoop to have a little bit more of a clean finished look. I do these for the hoops in my shop, but not always for my personal hoops that I just hang on my wall. So again, just going all the way around, and that would be the end of finishing your hoop in this super simple hot glue style that I do. Some people hand stitch the back. You can look that up. I don't have the patience to do that. So this is what I do. If you're interested in this fancy ornament, you can find it in my shop. Thank you for watching.